All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Versatility Podcast. I'm your host, Juelz. Yeah, that's probably the first time you heard me do that, isn't it?
Nah, I saw when you did it with Ashley.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Ash. She was on here too. So, welcome everybody. This is episode 38 of the podcast. I don't know anybody. Who were number 38? Like anybody? That's just an odd number, isn't it?
For the Bucks.
Or just anything.
Jalen Ramsey had it before he switched to 20. Besides that, nobody.
No. In any sport whatsoever. No sport at all. But yeah, episode 38. I got a jam-packed episode for you guys. But first of all, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff and everything. So, please, show some love to your boy and everything. Brandon, you want to introduce yourself and everything real quick?
What's good? It's Brandon. I'm a freshman up at Morgan. Follow me on Instagram at Brandon Henry, but the A is an X. And I'm happy to be here. Yeah, so BRX and DON and then Henry. Okay, that makes sense. So, yeah, Brandon, man. So, he's a freshman, multimedia journalism student, just like me. Well, not the freshman part, but like the journalism thing. And you tell him a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, where you originally from as well, and things of that nature, and just some of the passions and things that you have in general. All right, so yeah, I was born in Milwaukee, but I moved to PG, grew up out there, but I still claim Wisconsin sports. I ran track in high school now, and with the media and stuff, I want to do sports, music, and really anything that just interests me. I like talking basketball, football, Aaron Rodgers, Giannis, stuff like that. So this would be cool.
Yes, sir. So yeah. So then, with that being said, I brought Brandon on. To get somebody young and things of that nature. Give him a platform a little bit too. We all talk sports. A lot of sports today. It's really it's a sports episode, NBA and sports. Like literally, I got that in my notes. That's just what it is today. I've been waiting to do this. Y'all know I love talking about everything on the Versatility Podcast, but y'all know I'm a sports junkie. Like I just say, hey, that's just what I am. But I just try to do a little bit of everything for everybody. You know what I mean? You don't want to be typecast a little bit. You know what I mean? But without further ado, basically, like I said, today sports. We're gonna talk a little bit of Ja Morant. In his situation, that's a lot. As it is NCAA Tournament. Of course, I'm gonna talk NBA. Come on now. Talk about the standings, especially the Western Conference, MVP. Title contenders, things of that nature, especially how the standings are going to end up looking in general. And then maybe a little bit of NFL with, that bad man. And we're gonna move forward with that. You cool with that, Brandon?
Of course.
All right, that's a bet, bro. So let's get right into it, man. Turn on that notification bar. Let's get started. So again, Ja Morant, man. Man, Ja Morant, I don't even know what to say exactly.
Easily been the funniest player this season.
Funniest.
He did so much this year.
I mean,
he beat up the kid.
He did beat up the kid.
He had the laser beam on the Pacers bus.
Yeah.
Strip club, the team bus, all the lives.
Don't forget about he threatened the security guard over his mom as well. He said he basically said catch me outside. Like that's essentially what he said. He said catch me outside. How about that? Like that's essentially what he did. But I mean, again, just to summarize again what you were saying, like he was suspended for 8 games. 8 games. He was suspended for 8 games for showing a gun in a strip club on IG Live.
Got caught in the team bus.
The team
plane.
He didn't get caught on the team plane with it. So they were trying to see if he had it on the team plane or not. So it was inconclusive. They didn't find any evidence for that. And so and also there was a video released of him at the strip club with a whole bunch whole bunch of money just on the floor, and then the stripper just sitting on him. Just he was in there by himself. Like, and then the strip club released a video afterwards. It's like, bro, did y'all really have to do that? Like,
it's just messy.
Yeah, it's messy for no reason. Like, y'all did too much for no reason. And then on top of that, he had a whole bunch of altercations over the last year or so, and no charges have been, filed officially though. But again, threatened a security guard over his mom, punched a teenager after playing basketball or something like that. You're a grown man. Why you punching a teenager? I understand somebody's like gassing it, but still, like, bro, you play this game for millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Like, come on now, like, let's be for real, y'all, bro. And then a gun laser dot again was pointed at somebody on the Pacers, from a vehicle that Ja was in. Do we know if Ja was the one who ended up pointing it? I don't know. But either way, he's hanging with people who have that type of stuff. And, when you are
in this position,
someone of that position who doesn't need to do that stuff, because there are people who actually do need to do it, then it's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But, like, I understand it in general because I moved from the city to the suburbs. And when you do that, you start to see, like, I know people who have to do that stuff, or I've seen it around me, right? So then when I moved to the suburbs and I see people who are wanting to be a part of that life but do not need to be a part of that life, it's a little perplexing, just to say the least, because it's like, what are you doing? Like, it's literally like, what are you doing? But I understand it because that's what the culture is at the same time. So then people have this juxtaposition of, I live out here, but rap music or popular culture in general, and I'm not blaming just rap music because it's a way bigger problem than just that, but like that plays a factor into it because it's like the constant like thing that's being pushed. And also, if you want to get into it, that's actually white people that's pushing the agenda because they're the ones that signing the artists and then pushing that on top because they know we eat it up. So but we're not gonna get into that right now. But like but back to John Morant. He needs to get out of that hood life, you know what I mean, and like change his circle, because again, like you said, like he's out of them circumstances. He has this different stature and everything.
It's more so social media. They try to call him a fake thug. They found his Instagram like last week. They keep reposting that. Too. Had Shannon Sharp talking about it. They're just really trying to put him in like a box, basically. Yeah. And And at one point, he might try to prove that he's really like that, and it won't end well. So he needs to just focus on basketball, but still, don't go in the box. Like, he still did It's a Parade Inside My City last night after the game.
That was funny.
It's funny. It's just, don't overdo it.
Yeah, definitely don't overdo it. And one thing that kind of threw me off a little bit was the interview with Jalen Rose that he had.
It was unnecessary.
Like, did that not feel a little like... It felt weird. It felt forced. It really felt forced. And I was like, again, I don't know if he's really dealing with mental health stuff. Apparently, he went to counseling and all that stuff in Florida or something like that. It could be something really deeper because he's dealing with a lot. I know he's got a daughter. I know he in general like doing a lot of things just in general. But it's like I don't know. The interview felt like he was talking. He's like, yeah, man. I'm doing good. All that type of stuff. It felt like he was like, okay, let me do this interview, tell people I'm good, yada, yada, yada. Like, I don't want to say it was a publicity stunt.
It was.
But it felt similar to it. But at the end of the day, I don't know him. I'm just telling you from the vibes that I got. If he meant it, then he meant it. Simple as that. But then, I don't know, it just felt weird. Like, even, say things to other people. I'm like, it felt off.
I just feel like they trolling him. Like, even with the Grizz as a team, he was like, we fine in the West. They keep trolling about that. They had an interview with him, Mitchell, Tatum. She raised her hand if you're proud in the West.
That was funny though.
Like, someone be good, but then it's like they make fun of the young team. They was just like the second seed last season, so like they have a right to be talking like that.
Do they?
I mean,
do they actually have the right to be talking like that? They didn't get out the second round.
They still a young team. They got time.
Yeah, but it's like you talking as if like y'all made it to the finals or something yet, like, or even made it to the like. I don't see Luka talking like that. They made it to the conference final. They made it one step further than them. I don't see the Celtics talking like that. I don't even see my Bucks talking like that. I mean, I know we are like the oldest team in the league with the Bucks and everything, but it's like sometimes it feels as though I don't know that they just be doing too much. Don't even get me started on Dylan Brooks, and I love his game, but like, bro, You're a little bit too much, bro. It's like and I was watching Through the Wire. You know Through the Wire, right?
Yeah, with Kenny and them.
Yeah, with Kenny and them. Shout out to Kenny, bro. He was on Stephen A. Smith show talking about. He said he gonna get him on First Take. I think that's dope, bro. That just goes to show you this YouTube and like content creation route can get you somewhere if you keep grinding and getting your following, man. So that's why it encourages me to keep going as well. But like he was saying on there, like it feels like he has to do this, like because they said he comes into the arena with like Stone Cold Steve Austin stuff, WWE stuff, and all that, and then he's talking as if he is like a WWE superstar or something like that. I mean, he's mid tier, like respectfully, Dylan Brooks. Oh yeah, like he's a great role player. Above average role player. Like that's what he is, and he can actually average 15 to 20 points. Yeah. But I mean, it's a high paced NBA, so it's not as hard to average 15 to 20 points.
Put up 15, 20 shots to get it.
Exactly. You might put up 30 shots. Shoot. Like, something like that. And so when you think about that, it's I don't know, like but Dylan Brooks kind of I like him though, because I like ferocity. I'm a very
I like the villains in the league. Everybody real buddy. Like what he said about Theo Pinson, called him a cheerleader.
He called Theo Pinson a cheerleader?
Yeah, it's like, I won't say if I agree or disagree, but it was nice to see. I'm not gonna lie.
He's like just talking just to talk, bro. Just like in the 80s or something, like the 80s and 90s, bro. They was bro. Imagine media back, like real like if they had media like this
Jordan
back then.
Jordan would be a villain. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Jordan would be the villainous villain of all time. Kobe would be a villain too.
All of
real talk,
Larry
bro.
Bird.
No, Larry Legend would have been one of the biggest villains of all time. That man talks so much stuff.
Kevin Garnett. There's a lot of them.
Oh man, dude.
A lot of all-time greats to be seen a lot differently if social media was a thing.
No, for real. They should never put mics on the like on all the players just all the time, because eventually they're gonna slip up.
Yeah, you're gonna forget it's there. You're gonna say something you might really forget.
And there's gonna be that one media outlet that's like, oh yeah, we gonna put this out. Like and it's just like, he said he's a bit damn motherfucker. Like, like I'm like, bro, like they're competing. Like, have you been to a park before, or you just sit in the stands and you've never really been in an environment to where they actually hoop all the time?
I definitely think that's wrong with a lot of the media. Some of these people, I think that's better now. They have a lot of retired athletes going in the media, like even with the NFL, because a lot of the players or the media members, they'll have these opinions and these biases, but they've never actually experienced it. They don't have no clue what it's like.
No,
so
for real, bro.
It's hard to really, I won't say value their opinion, but you can only take it with so much.
No, I agree wholeheartedly, and that kind of goes into the Ja Morant thing as well. Like, you got Skip Bayless talking about, is he a Crip now? Is he a Crip? I was like, really? Like, right? Really? Is that like
0 to 100?
Like, it's like extreme. Yo, and then that gets we gonna get into narratives and things of that nature a little bit later, but it's like you're doing too much. Point blank and simple. Like, you're just point blank period. My bad. Like, you're doing too much. And Ja, I want you to just not get in trouble no more, please. Like, you're too talented, bro. Like, honestly, you're just too talented to throw that away, trying to be somebody that you don't need to be. I'm not gonna say be somebody that you're not, because I don't know you. I don't know you, so that's not fair of me to say. But don't be somebody that you don't need to be. You a grown man. I think we're the same age. I think Ja Morant is 21, 22.
Yeah, like 22, 23, something like that.
Yeah, he's like literally around the same age as me. I'm about to look right now. Ja Morant.
Especially with Ja, with everything that's going on.
He's 23, bro. He's 1 year older than me, I think.
Everything going on, you forget he's still an elite player. Like, he averaging 27, 8, and 6. Grizzlies are the second seed, but you won't hear about none of that because off the court issues.
I ain't gonna lie, I haven't heard anything about their standings in a while.
Nothing.
And it's crazy because they just been sitting at the 2 and 3 seed. They've been going back and forth with the Kings. We're gonna talk about the Kings later. I love the Kings, dude. Kings are so dope. But yeah, that's all we had to say about that. And moving on to the next thing. So NCAA tournament. Man, I hate it. I absolutely hate the NCAA tournament now. Why? It's not because it's not good basketball. Because my bracket keeps getting busted every freaking year. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And it's like, it'd be different if it was like regular teams beating the regular teams.
People losing to Princeton.
It's the upsets that's pissing me off. Like, bro. So here are some of the upsets that happened. You just said one of them. You got number 16 Fair Dickinson. I ain't never heard of them in my life. They beat number 1 seed Purdue. I don't know why I trusted Purdue at this point.
I'm not gonna lie,
because Purdue keeps selling every year.
I saw that one coming. I ain't make a bracket, but when I saw the video and the coach was like, the more I see Purdue,
he said the more I think I could beat him.
I saw that. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. You don't say that if you don't believe that.
No, you say, especially on TV.
On TV, crazy. 16 seed. People don't know that school exists.
No,
you gotta do something.
That was like when he said that. I saw it afterwards, but when I saw he said that, I said, "Nah, if I'm Purdue, I'm fighting demons because that is OD. I never let a nigga talk to me like that.
Like me personally.
Like me personally,
I just wouldn't take that.
I couldn't go to exactly.
I would have beat him by 50, but that's just me.
No, for real. I would have beat him by 60. I would have Luka Doncic them boys. Like, but then you had number 15 Princeton beating Arizona.
That was just random.
Like random. Like these boys are here for they're legitimately student athletes. Like student first. Like they're not athlete students like everyone.
Did you see the TikTok with them?
What TikTok?
After they won the game, they was in the hotel doing calculus homework. Like they was like the stereotypes is true.
No way.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. You gotta find that TikTok because I gotta see that, John, because that's funny. And then number 13 Furman beats number 4 Virginia, and these are all in the first round, round of 64. Like, bro, like who correctly predicted? Like
all the brackets is broken.
Who correctly predicted Fair Dickinson beating Purdue and Princeton beating Arizona and Furman number 13 seed beat number 4 Virginia. I mean, to be honest, we probably could have predicted Virginia and Purdue because Purdue and Virginia be selling, but we tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. Virginia was the first 16, the first 1 seed to lose to a 16 seed. Now it's the second one right here, and so I was talking to my uncle, and he was saying like with these upsets, right? Like, why a lot of them are happening is because, dang, I'm hungry too. Why a lot of the upsets keep happening is because a lot of high profile players are just going to these schools. They're there for like a year, maybe a second year, and then they leave, right? And so like they're not building camaraderie. With at least like they have a role players, but like your best player is somebody who's just getting there and then they dip right away. So then, but then when these younger teams, like not younger teams, but like these lower teams and things that like mid majors and stuff like that, Fair Dickinson, Princeton, Furman, these teams have been building. They've been building that camaraderie. They have a system, like they do all that type of stuff. So then, like when it's time for these big dances and stuff, so when like your best player isn't scoring the same or the game is close, they're running a system. They're running plays and things of that nature. Whereas Arizona, Virginia, or Purdue, like they're relying on their best player. And in the tournament, when it's single elimination games. This is an NBA series where you have multiple chances and the better team wins. This is who played the best game. And that means it don't matter who the best player is. Because the best player, he can bounce back in the NBA. He can't bounce back in college basketball because you only get one shot. So if you have a bad game, how can your team back you up? Like and that's And that's what happens apparently. And shout out my Uncle Derek, man. I love him. I love you. I just saw you last week. Love you, Unc. And so like that. Yeah. So what do you think about that?
I definitely think it's true. As far as players staying for multiple years, at best you may get a player that stay for their sophomore season, like Caleb Love did with UNC. But even that was for nothing. They didn't even make the tournament. The last time people really stayed 4 years was like the 2015 Wisconsin team, like they had Frank Kaminsky, Sam Becker.
Dude, man,
Nigel Hayes,
we got robbed. We got robbed in that Duke game. I don't care what nobody says. They was the fouls was never mind, bro. I'm
twice many free throws as a.
Don't even get me started on that BS, bro.
Most players they don't really stay 4 years. Now it's just one and done, or even nowadays G League. You go overseas.
Yep, LaMelo. Look at LaMelo.
College isn't really needed. Killian Hayes, all the foreign players.
Killian Hayes. He played
Giddy.
overseas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I be forgetting he's not American, is he?
No.
Killian Hayes. Yeah. What is he? Canadian or something?
I have no clue. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even know.
But yeah, a lot of players they see in college, it's not really the way you need to go. You could go straight to the league, go to G League, and get paid. So a lot of these teams, you're gonna see a lot of upsets now.
And that's also why the NCAA had to do the NIL, name, image, likeness, because or else they were gonna start losing more and more players. Because it's like, bro, we live in 2023. There is no reason why I should go to college and I can't make money off of my own name when social media and all this stuff is like this.
And the school making the money.
And imagine how much money Fab Five would have made, or Zion, or Lonzo at his prime and things of that nature, or
Jordan at UNC. You and at Georgetown.
Shoot, Magic and Bird when they was in Michigan State and Indiana. Christian Laettner
would
have JJ Redick. JJ Redick would have had a JJ Redick would have had a bag too. Everybody thought JJ Redick was gonna be him. like so many, especially Christian Laettner. Christian Laettner got a whole documentary.
Christian Laettner all 4 years.
All 4 years, man.
He would have got bag quick.
But the Fab Five is probably the one that I'm really like, because they were like the culture. Like they were doing like promotions, they were doing magazine covers, like they was doing all that stuff. You can't tell me that they weren't gonna get a bag.
That Kentucky team too in 2015.
Cat
Booker,
D'Lo, no, not D'Lo. Cat Booker.
They had Justice Winslow.
Justice Winslow.
I want to say
we beat
Trey Jones.
We beat that team. I was so geeked when we beat that team, bro. I was like, yes, because they beat us the year before in the Final Four, and then we ended up going one step. We beat them in the Final Four, and then we lost in the championship game. I was so pissed, bro. I miss, man. Shout out Frank Kaminsky,
Sam
Decker,
Nigel Hayes,
Bronson Koenig,
Nigel
Hayes too. Dude, the black dude, the black guard. I forgot his name. Trey something. His name was like Trey.
Oh yeah. I ain't really watched the basketball around that time, but that's the first experience.
That was my
shout out Ethan Happ too, Badger legend.
Ethan Happ, bro. He's the big man, right? Yeah, no. He was tough, bro. Because when Frank Kaminsky left, he was back to the basket. Back. He was doing drop steps and all that stuff, bro. But actually, I got a story. So like my parents knew I was really into sports. At a young age and stuff. I never was really into college basketball. Still to this day, really am not super into it. I just watch the tournaments and stuff. But sometimes they had the NCAA tournament in Milwaukee. Like they would have the beginning rounds there. So like the round of 64, round of 32, maybe a little Sweet 16. So me being a kid and everything. For my birthday, because my birthday is on April 26th. So like the tournament's like the month before. So they bought me tickets to go see it. So I got to skip school, which is like I'm like fifth, sixth grade, and I got to skip school and go watch the games. But since my mom be working, my dad be working, my grandma took me. So I went to the games with my grandma, and we was just watching the games and all that stuff. That's why I first fell in love with I think it's Baylor. Because they always got high flyers. I don't know why, but they always got big, like respectfully, big black people with that are like just uber athletic for no reason. And then like that's why I started liking Wichita State as well. And that's why I fell in love with the Badgers team for real, because I'm watching not Bronson Koenig mainly, but Sam Decker and what's the name? Kaminsky, like all them people, like I'm seeing them live and all that stuff, and I'm watching them throughout the whole tournament. I'm over here like I am with the Bucks fans, not like like how I am with the Bucks now. Like I'm pulling my hair. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, let's go, like all that type of stuff. And like that was my introduction, and that was another reason why I fell in love with basketball even more, because it was just like, bro, like. And also, why do the rims like shake differently? Like,
I don't even
know how like the noise the rim makes in NCAA is so different from NBA. It's like like what I'm talking. Like it does like that instead of like just a doom like in the NBA. I don't know why, but like that's just my little story about NCAA. Like it's a different experience, bro, because it's like every time you go, it's like, dang, one of these teams' dreams is over. Like if it's an NBA series, it's like
they got 2 days.
Like, oh, it's all right. We'll bounce back. Like we lost to the every series in the during the Bucks championship run, we lost the first game. We lost the first game every single time, and we were down in every series except for the Bulls, I think.
The championship.
Oh my bad, not
he the only time we didn't lose the first game.
Yeah, he the only time we didn't lose the first, and we almost did lose the first game if it wasn't for
Middleton get that bucket.
And then Drew playing just phenomenal defense.
Brent Forbes out playing Jimmy Butler.
That to this day is just so hilarious to me. You got outplayed.
Stupidly locked in. Never forget.
Giannis locked that man down. Like, and it's crazy because the year prior we was like, just put Giannis on him. Just put Giannis on him. And even though that team still wouldn't have probably won the finals because it needed work, clearly. Yeah. Like, we probably would have beat the Heat in the first round if he would have put Giannis on him and then would have had not played George Hill so much. Don't get me started on George Hill. Every time we trade George Hill, we win a championship. That's all I have to say. That's all I got to say. But going back to, like, the brackets and everything, right? What's the point in making a bracket in the first place nowadays?
I'm not going to lie. I don't even make the bracket, so it's hardly any point. It's like family bonding at this point. It's just something to do with your friends.
Yeah. And then I bet $5 on it just to basically have the least butchered bracket at that point, you know, with my friends and stuff. Like, we bet $5 on it with NLC. That's our little group. And, like, I picked Marquette to win, so I know my bracket's done. Like, it's like,
I pick all the hometown teams.
Exactly. Every time. Because, like, why not? Because if it happens, then I'm a genius. You know, if not, it's like, oh, he's just a hometown dude. You know, it's like, whatever. So, like, I say all that to say, like, you know what the longest surviving bracket of all time was? Longest perfect bracket of all time. Just guess what round it made it to.
Elite 8.
Sweet 16. 2019.
Good God.
Crazy, right? It only made it to Sweet 16. It ended in the Sweet 16 after 49 games. That just goes to show you, like, nobody has a perfect bracket. Nobody's going to get a perfect bracket. Like, it's just not possible. It's dude, it was some like neurologist or something, psychoneurologist who did it. I don't even know. I mean, you never know what his stuff, what his background is. He could be a fanatic, bro. Like, he could be a genius or something for all I know, or he just got really I don't believe in luck, but lucky, you know, like he just the cards were in his favor. May the odds be forever in your favor, you know, like some Hunger Games. I don't know, bro. Like that's the longest surviving one in 2019. 2019, according to NCAA. But cause, you know, some people be doing their own separate bracket, so you never might, and maybe they probably just couldn't check the validity of it because it's like it's a paper one. I don't know if you actually tell the truth, but that's what they said. 20 since the Sweet 16 is crazy though. Like, it's, but then when you really think about it, there's no way for you to predict
every single upset,
every single game, every single upset, every single like if it's a 4 and a 5 game, but then there's also another game that's a 12 to who 12 seed. Play like the 7 or something, right? So then, like, and the 12 beats the 7, but then the 4 beats the 5, and then that happens on every side of the bracket. That is insanely hard to predict, and so, like, that's what I can see. There's never been a perfect bracket. That makes total sense in my head. I'm like, oh, there's probably people who have perfect brackets, but I looked and I was like, nah, yeah, that actually doesn't make sense for them to have a perfect bracket. So, like, I mean, will you still be making a bracket in the future?
No. Never made one. I'm not even gonna waste my time doing it.
That's fair. That's fair. But one more thing I wanted to talk about with the NCAA. You know, Marcus Noel.
Oh yeah, Kansas State guard.
Nigga, it's tough.
Got that dog in him.
Got that dog in him. He's 5'8". He's 5'8", bro. That's crazy. He's 5'8", and this is some of the stuff he's doing. He had 20 points and 19 assists. No, y'all don't hear me right. 20 points and 19 assists. No one is averaging 10 and 10 in a not playoff series, but in an NCAA tournament since Jason Kidd, if I'm not mistaken. There was one other person they showed yesterday on the TV. I just don't remember his name at the moment. But 20 points and 19 assists to advance to Elite 8. I don't remember who they beat right now.
Most assists ever in the tournament game, by the way.
Do y'all not understand how crazy 19 assists? 19 assists with 20 points. That's it, bro. 20 points and 20 rebounds is hard to get, right? Like, everybody says, if you have a 20-20 game, you're tough. Like, you're tough for real, right?
But if you have think about assists,
20 points and 19, do you know how many points you generated? At the very least, you generated 38. 38 points at the very least, but he probably assisted on threes as well. So he generated 38. Dog, that's crazy. He generated at least like 60 points, at least 60 points by himself. Is that like that? That is insane. And you know, college games only go to like 70. They only go to like 70 points for real. So like the fact that he's doing that is insane. And in round one, he had 17 points and 14 assists. And in round 2, he had 27 and 9.
Dog.
Like KD gave him praise, Tyrese Halliburton gave him praise, Trae Young gave him praise. Like even though he's short, and I think the shortest player that's playing right now is probably It's probably Furkan Korkmaz or something. Because he's like 5'6", ain't he?
You talking about NBA?
Yeah, in the NBA.
Yeah, Faku. Yeah, little guy.
But he was getting playing time. He ain't getting no playing time like that no more. Now that Murray's back and all them is back. But like, if he can make it to the league, bro, I love it, bro, because he's got a good in between game. He can shoot the rock. He can control the pace. I'm rooting for him. You know, we love our short kings, man. You know, keep doing what you do for real, bro. But like, I just had to show him some love before we get into the NBA talk and all that stuff. Look, we already 30 minutes in, bro. It doesn't even feel like it, do it?
Nah, for real.
Really
before we switch to the NBA, shout out Johnny Davis too. Never Badger legend. Almost forgot.
He's getting better in the G League right now. So
he gonna say the Wizards. I promise.
I feel like trade Bradley Beal. There's no reason for you to have Bradley Beal anymore. Like there's
the loyalty.
We're gonna talk about Dame. We gotta talk about Dame. But all right. So going on to the NBA, man. There's a lot going on in the NBA, man. But first thing before we get into like standings and all that type of stuff, I want to talk about narratives real quick, because narratives are really starting to bug me right now.
They play a role in the
voting as well as just in general, big markets versus small markets. You know, we're both Bucks fans, you know, and we're used to the disrespect, but it's like to an extent, it's a little off-putting, to say the least, bro.
Definitely.
We shouldn't be the best team in the league, and I barely see any videos about us in the slightest. Like, because if the Lakers were the top seed, there'd be a video every day. I think they're gonna be championships. There's no way others are gonna be like, who do you think is the best person to beat them? You know, all that type of stuff. Like, but no, that don't happen to us. Like, we went on a 16-game winning streak.
Didn't lose in February. Didn't lose
a single game in February. But the most coverage that we got from that 16-game winning streak was when the 76ers beat us. And I'm like, really? Like, be for real. And then everybody want to say Sixers are the best team because they went on an 8-game winning streak, I think. Half our winning streak.
Shameless.
Half. And it was like, I think Harden and Embiid, man. The
Embiid MVP.
Like, you know, all that type of stuff. I'm like, bro, did you not see Giannis shoot 100% from the field and get a 24-point triple-double? Did y'all not shooting? I think he had a 90-something true shooting percentage.
Only missed free throws.
Exactly. He only missed a few free throws. And at that, his free throws percentage has been crazy lately.
He's been shooting 43% from 3 since the All-Star break.
I was going to say that as well. He's shooting 43% since the All-Star break. You know the Bucks point differential? The Bucks point differential since January 23rd is 244.
Oh my God.
A plus 244 point differential since January 23rd. You know how many wins you got to have? How much you got to be blowing people out in order to have and that's only for 2 months now? That's insane. And so like I feel like I understand we're a small market. I totally get that. But you know, and I know if you're on LeBron's team, that's a little bit different as well, because you're gonna get covered differently. That's just what it is, right? And we're already getting way more publicity than we would have if Giannis is here. If Giannis wasn't here, you know, like I totally get that. But it's the fact of you talking about the Lakers all this much. You're talking about like some teams, it was just like, or like the Kyrie stuff, or like the Ja Morant stuff, like not even them playing basketball, but just the off court stuff. Like you're talking about that more than you talking about the game of basketball, and that pisses me off.
Man. And then they even fight into the MVP voting. You got Giannis, Embiid, Jokic. The Embiid, the only one that's really in the big market in Philly. You cannot tell. They oppose Giannis. Like if he airballed a free throw right now, it'd be all over everywhere.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know. He'd probably finish the game with 30, 15, 6 assists, 2 steals, and block. You won't know.
It's craziness. And actually, they need to show more love to Embiid. I mean, they finally started now, but it's like before that, it was Jokic. Man shooting five field goals and getting a triple-double. I'm like, yo, like I mean, no, he's doing his thing though. Don't get me wrong, he's doing his thing. We love Jokic. Jokic is one of the best players in the league by far, probably the best offensive player in the league right now in terms of all around. I saw you side eye, but like, and I'm showing because I don't want people to think I'm a Jokic hater or nothing like that. But I will admit that it's a little off-putting that he gets a little bit more love. And they've been consistent all year round, but it's like it feels like you're discounting so many other people. And people try to say, "Oh, well, the Nuggets been the best team since like the beginning of the year," or like they say the Celtics were the best team since the beginning of the year. No, they weren't. The Bucks started off 10-0. Do you not remember that? Do you not? And then we got injured, so then that's why we ended up falling off. Also, lo and behold, let me remind you, Middleton did not play in those first 10 games.
Middleton, like 40 games this season.
He missed 4, bro. He's already only played 40. No, he's played 30 something games, I think. He's on track to play like 40 to 50 games this season, and we're the number 1 team in the league. Nah. We probably would have had another what's it called? Another like 73-9 type of season for real. Like before the bubble happened, like we was on pace.
52-8 before the bubble.
52-8, and there was only like technically 20 games left. Giannis got injured though. I do remember that. Giannis got injured right before
like 65 though.
We definitely would have had like 65. Right now we're on track to get around 60 if we keep winning majority of our games. But it's like be for real, y'all. Like I need y'all to be for real, y'all, real quick. You know what I mean? But like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, just small markets and not getting love and things of that nature.
I think the media, once again, and with all due respect, not all due respect, but it makes sense to an extent. It's like, oh yeah, would you rather be in LA or Milwaukee? Okay, I get it.
Clearly,
but we got star players. It's not like we just a bunch of bums. We got Giannis, got Drew, got Middleton, Brook. Completely different career arc since he got here.
It's crazy good, bro.
You could not tell though. Austin Reeves, man, got an hour-long highlight video. Who's watching that? D'Angelo Russell.
Crazy thing is, let me look at the views on that real quick. You keep talking.
D'Angelo Russell, when he was in Minnesota, they had slandered him. He had like 15.6 assists. Oh man, he's trash. As soon as he got to the Lakers, D'Angelo Russell with another fire performance. It's the exact same stats. Same thing with Jared Vanderbilt.
He is doing the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's in LA. Rui Hachimura. DC isn't even a small market, but it's not LA. They go to LA to do the exact same thing.
Don't forget what Shaq said. He said, basically, I wasn't familiar with your game. Like that. He literally said that. He said, my bad. I didn't know who you are. I don't watch nobody unless you are a star player or a star role player. Rui Hachimura, he just kind of middle of the pack for real. I don't even think he's getting playing time anymore, but that's neither here or there.
But man, it's like once you go to LA, it's a microscope on what you do. So if you play good or decent, they'll praise you. But as soon as you start playing bad, I want him traded. Get him off my team. Yada yada yada. You go on Twitter, it's even worse. I can't even say what they may say on there, but
you know what? Let's talk about Russ real quick because that grinds my gears. And first of all, also the Austin Reeves video, 344K. Let me look at something too real quick because I want to see how much is Giannis NBA hour highlight. I want to see how many 187K of his back-to-back MVP hour-long highlight.
They got bots watching them videos. Gotta be.
Like, bro, do y'all not see how crazy? Who is Austin Reeves? Respectfully, who is Austin Reeves, bro? Like I love Austin Reeves' game though. Like he's dope. He's a good player. He's solid. He's elevated himself. He can draw fouls, bro. He's doing really good for the Lakers. I love what he's doing. But the way that y'all dick riding him right now, is insane. It is completely insane. And y'all gotta stop, bro. Y'all just gotta stop. But moving on to what I was saying about Russ, man, Russell Westbrook, bro,
baller.
Ever since he got to the Lakers, first of all, the first thing I said was like when he got traded, and the people in the sports chat, like the two of them, the main two ones I always talk about Lakers is usually my cousin. It's my two cousins, right? And then there's another one. He's also named Jeremiah. Jeremiah's my cousin, but then there's another one isn't. Either way, it's neither here or there. They're always talking about the Lakers, and I remember the other Jeremiah wasn't there yet. So it was my two cousins. They were like, when the trade happened, to get Russ, they was like, it's like why? Like it like for superstar, for like the superstar factor. Yeah, I get that, but like fit. Yeah. You had no shooting. Now, here's what I say. If you replace D'Lo with Russ now, totally different team around them now. Because they got the shooting. Got Malik Beasley, got Jared Vanderbilt, who can defend and shoot the three.
Got Reeves.
Reeves as well.
Schroeder, yeah.
Like all them, like it's a way better team. But like y'all put Russ in a terrible position because it's like, yo, I understand Russ wanted to do it and they thought they could do it, but it's like at the end of the day, y'all don't have the team. Like you gave away your best shooters when you traded for Russ. You gave away KCP and you gave away Kuzma, who's a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything on the court, as you see with the Wizards right now. He averages like 20 points, and he does like everything. He gets boards. He can actually get a triple double as well. He can do some assisting. He's a hustler. He's a very nice player. He's probably gonna be off of Washington this year. But
shout out Kyle Kuzma.
Shout out Kyle Kuzma for real. Kyle Kuzma is really tough, bro. And so then you get into the nitty gritty of it, and I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of stupid. Like it's stupid how they treated Russ out there, because every time he did bad,
scapegoat.
It was crazy. He was a scapegoat. And even when he started doing good, they cheered him at first. Oh my God, I told y'all Russ would be good off the bench. MVP. But then at the same time, he's still catching all the blame. When he can do everything right for the most part, and he'll still catch all the blame, sitting out in fourth quarters and things of that nature, and somehow people make it about Russ, or it's like it's got to be Russ' fault that we gotta. It's not even Russ' fault. It's not even like, how do you say this? It's not Russ' fault that y'all sucked. It's the construction of your roster why you sucked. And Russ was just the icing on the cake. You knew what you was getting with Russ, and you decided to put him in that situation. So y'all make that worse for yourselves overall. Using Russ as a scapegoat is insane. Because if you look on the Clippers right now, at first everybody was saying, oh my God, I knew it was Russ was messing up the chemistry. Look at them now. I don't see nobody talking about the Clippers no more because they balling now. They won a 4-game losing streak when Russ got back, or 5 games. Because I think they had lost 1 game before the break as well. So I think it was total 5 games. Since then, only lost like 1 game, 1 or 2 games, I think. And it was 1 game to the Thunder. That's because Paul George got injured part of the way through, and then someone else got injured. I mean, so they lost to some other team as well. I don't remember off rip right now, but like they've been hooping and nobody say nothing. Russ has been silently hooping, and nobody want to talk about it.
I was about to say he's still putting up solid numbers too, averaging solid 16, numbers. 8, 6.
Since he got to the Clippers?
Nah, just the whole season.
Okay. Oh yeah, the whole season. Yeah.
Whole season been balling. You go to the Clippers, he probably putting up the same thing. I could look it up, but it's even clips. He got back-to-back offensive rebounds. He'll keep swinging it out. People don't really realize Russ rebounding, it positively impacts the Clippers, and it did the same with the Lakers. He get the boards because people not guarding him. He at the perimeter, they stand in the paint. He get his creep back door after somebody else shoot it. Get a board. Keep doing that. Clippers, I feel like they're actually using them better. Tyronn Lue is very underrated as far as coaching. He makes a lot of adjustments, but some people see him as a meme.
He averages 11 points, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's against the Clippers. What the fudge? No, on the Clippers this year. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Continue, my fault.
But yeah, Tyronn Lue, really good coach, but people may look at his tenure in Cleveland and just say he got carried by Braun.
That makes a lot more sense.
They just look at him as the guy that Allen Iverson stepped over, unfortunately. But really good coach. Really good
solid coach. Very solid coach.
Very good coach.
Russ averages, it's actually pretty good. He averages 14.1 points, 7.3 assists, borderline double-double, 5.2 rebounds. He's all around. That's just what he does. And 13 games for the Clippers this season. He averages 1.2 steals. He's shooting 27% from 3, but, I mean, nobody expected him to do that. 70% from free throw. Nobody really expected him to do that great with that either. And 47% from the field. And for Russ, that's pretty good.
Playing really good into his role.
Point differential, plus 24. That's all I have to say about that. Assist to turnover ratio, 95 assists, but has 48 turnovers. It's pretty good for him. It's really good. And like I've seen the games, and like a lot of people talk about Russ not having like what's it called?
A bag.
Patience, right? Every time I see a Clippers game, because I'm a Paul George fan, and also Paul George get better, man. I need him to get better, bro. But shout out to the Clippers for getting that dub against the Thunder the other night without him. But like, what was I saying again? Yeah, I was seeing Russ play with the Clippers, and like, let's say when Draymond was playing off him, I know everybody was talking about, I just had to make him think. I'm like, if you actually watch that game, Russ played a solid game. He played a really solid game in that game. Like usually you expect him just to shoot it, and sometimes he did shoot it, yeah. But like overall, he had patience. He didn't rush it. He was letting people run around him, get a pass in, do that. He'll cut to the side, he'll get rebounds. Like he was doing all that type of stuff. Yeah, Golden State ended up winning the game, but if you look at it, they barely won. They didn't get blown out or nothing. And even in all the games they lost when the Clippers first got there, they weren't getting blown out. They just lost the game. Like there's a difference. There's a difference to losing. Like it's like Dallas the other night. Like yesterday, I mean, they lost to the Hornets. Like that's just a bad loss. The Clippers are playing good teams and losing in close games. So like I'm not as mad at them, especially because they're meshing somebody like Russell Westbrook and trying to make him the main playmaker. And he don't even know the plays. So like it's like
it's an adjustment period.
And they got Eric Gordon, and they got Mason Plumlee, and they got Bones Highland. Like that's a lot of people that they're integrating. And then Norman Powell got injured, and then other people in and out the line. Zubac was injured for a period of time. Like y'all can't give them grace. Everybody's talking about, I don't know if the Russ fit is right. I don't know. I'm like, bro, give it some time. A lot of people say, I don't understand why they got Russ. I got it. It made sense. It made sense. And now guess what? They're actually 4th in the Western Conference right now. So like I'm, hey, and that you got anything you want to say about Russ though?
Man, shout out Westbrook, keep balling, easy first ballot Hall of Famer.
Definitely first ballot.
Top 5 all time.
Point guard.
Yeah, but let's get into the next topic. We ain't even going.
Stockton, Magic, Stockton,
Curry, Isaiah Thomas, and I got Westbrook versus whoever.
Isaiah Thomas. What about Jerry West?
He's a shooting guard. You can say maybe Chris Paul or Steve
Chris
Nash,
Paul's not
Kid.
better than Russ. Chris Paul's not better.
I got
than
Russ over all 3 of them.
Steve Nash.
I got Russ.
He's tough, but like Russell Westbrook was better, respectfully.
Kid.
Even though he got 2 MVPs, but I feel like Russ was better.
Jason Kidd, he cool. Second all time in assists and steals.
Not Jason
Westbrook
Kidd.
better.
No, hold up. There's a difference though between a point guard and a true point guard. We talking about like, if you talking about like a true point guard, like I'm talking about like somebody who can facilitate, somebody who really controls the pace of the game and everything. Then that's Magic, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, John Stockton. I don't consider Russ ain't exactly he's not exactly like I don't know, bro. It's a little bit different with him. It's a little bit different. Also, Prime D Rose. Woo, niggas know about that. But I get into a little bit again of the narratives people push. Kings. How they not getting more love, bro. I don't get it, bro. The Kings are second or third in the West right now, if I'm not mistaken. And dude, they are phenomenal, bro. Like the Kings, they're first in offensive rating right now.
Yeah. And
they're starting to get some love, and I love it. I love to see them getting love. But like, did you predict that the Kings would end up being like this good? Like,
I definitely thought they could be in the 6 to 8 seed range with Sabonis, maybe
De'Aaron. I was like, I didn't know, like what.
Shout out Nate McMillan, extremely good coach.
Not Nate McMillan. You talking about
Is Nate McMillan?
No, it's not Nate. Nate McMillan was the one who got fired for the Hawks. Remember? You talking about the wrong dude?
Ooh.
Mark. No. It's the bald dude again. I know you talking about Mike Brown. Thank you.
Shout out Mike Brown.
I don't know how you went to Nate McMillan game.
Man, had a glitch. I'm not gonna lie.
What big glitch?
Yeah, with them taking Sabonis, I definitely thought they would get better. I knew De'Aaron Fox would probably take a good step. Did not expect Keegan Murray to really be that good.
I didn't expect Kevin Huerter to be this good.
That boy like that. UMD. Shout out Kevin Huerter.
He was UMD?
Maryland.
I didn't know he went to UMD game.
Boy, a baller. But Malik Monk has also been really good for the Kings. But I didn't expect him to be this good there. De'Aaron Fox in the fourth quarter is something you got to see. That boy.
He's gonna get Clutch Player of the Year
easily
by far. Like easy he's gonna get it. Like I don't think the only person that was close would probably be Shea. I mean Kyrie at one point he had most fourth quarter points. He was balling, but
De'Aaron Fox easily.
De'Aaron Fox, man, especially what he did in that Clippers game when they had 170 something points, bro. Both teams. Them boys. That was crazy, bro. He was getting because the problem is nobody can guard him because he's just too fast.
Too fast.
The first step is like a two-step. Like first step is like a half step. Like like he's that good, bro. Like he's too fast, bro. He gets to his spots. He can hit a 3-2. Like that's one of the things he was talking about beforehand. He couldn't hit a 3, but now he can hit a 3. Just a solid player, man.
That boy nice. Sabonis, triple-double.
Triple-double machine.
Rebound king. He gonna get 20 boards. You won't even notice.
He got like 8 offensive rebounds just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it, bro. And he's a big body, too. So, like, he just just doing all that type of stuff. I really like the Kings game. I don't know if they're real in terms of the playoffs. I got to wait and see it because, game slows down. They do have a really, really, really good half-court offense. But, teams get a little kerfuffled when it gets to the playoffs. So, we just got to wait and see for real. But I really want to see more talk about, the Kings or even the Cavs or the Bucks or who's another, like, good, solid team. Even, like, the Knicks.
The Knicks doing nice.
Shout out Jalen Brunson. Shout out Jalen Brunson. Is tough.
Didn't think he was going to do all that.
Yeah. I want to talk about the Grizzlies. I want to talk about, like, a lot of, like, I want to have more high-level basketball conversations rather than just doing, like, this player's like come on, y'all. Like I understand that's what gets the ratings and all that stuff, but like let's have a little bit more of a balance. Like I understand we need to talk about pressure. We need to talk about like why is this player not living up to expectations. I understand we have to do that, but let's balance that out with a little bit more real basketball talk, because that's what people really need to know, so they could be better basketball fans overall. Learn some new stats, learn about some new players. Talk about some of these losing teams who actually look promising. Indiana, the Rockets finally started turning the corner a little bit, but then they started losing again.
Jalen Green breaking out as a score.
Tough. Oklahoma City Thunder is such a tough team. Best coached young team in the league.
They're gonna be a problem in 2-3 seasons.
Maybe even one season. They might get that 6 seed.
They getting Shaq back.
Woo! I think he can actually play, bro. He talking about free 7, and that's his number. So at least I think it's his number. And I think he might be able to play, bro. But I don't think there's a point, because then it's like
they might just rest until next season.
There's no point, bro. Like there's literally no point, because then like you come back and you injure yourself. There's just no point.
The Magic too. Markelle Fultz finally going to that first overall status. Shout out Markelle Fultz, PG County boy, like that.
I forgot, bro. There's a lot of Maryland hoopers, bro.
A lot of Maryland hoopers. A lot of Wisconsin hoopers.
It's getting there. Tyrese Halliburton, Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney, Tyler Hero,
Patrick Baldwin, Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson as well.
Got the UW, Johnny Davis.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Got them dogs.
I wish Kaminsky would have turned out better, but he's in the league. Can't say the same for Sam Decker.
Shout out Sam Decker. He out in London right now, balling,
man. But moving on, man. Western Conference, bro. Man, the Western Conference. What's your initial thoughts just about the Western Conference in general, man?
It's really, really close, and I feel like at least one good team is going to be left out, whether it's the Lakers or the Mavericks, maybe the Clippers. Somebody that should have made it, they're not going to make it. And
they're not going to make it.
Luckily with the Bucks, we don't have to face this problem, but
even if we were in the West, we still would have been top, because we're just consistent.
But man, for the fans of any of those teams, I'd really hate to be y'all, man. Y'all probably could have went far in the playoffs, but the West is just really competitive now, and it's a good thing though. I like that the young teams that were bad, they're back good. Grizzlies back good. Kings back good.
No, for real.
Thunder and the Rockets, they're going to be there really soon. So, hey, the West is back to peak form.
It's that first the West. The West has always been like just
close,
deep. It's just deep. Like I remember one year, Remember the Pelicans and the Thunder, like Anthony Davis buzzer beater sent them to the playoffs, and they ended up losing in 4 to the Warriors 2015, I think. But that was the year that Durant got injured for majority of the year, so they were trying to play catch up after Russ was trying to carry, or it was the other way around. Either way, one or the other. And so they ended up getting to the playoffs and everything barely, but like they were separated by 1 game. And if AD didn't hit that buzzer beater over Russ and KD, the double clutch buzzer beater, then they wouldn't have made it. And but so that just goes to show you, like, and that was what, only 7-8 years ago. Oh my gosh, I'm old. Like, I'm thinking about that. Like when I think about watching that, I'm like, I was like a teenager. Like now I'm 21 years old, bro. Like I was 13. Like that's a little crazy to me. Like I was 13. Like, is that not insane? Like what? And so like now, we had those years where it was like, okay, it's the Warriors, and then I see San Antonio a little bit when they had Kawhi. I see a little bit of Thunder when KD was still there. I see a little bit of
maybe the
Houston
Grizzlies.
Houston. Nobody really cares. Like the Grizzlies Grizzlies is one of those teams that's like they didn't have like a superstar, but they was solid. So they was always gonna get at least 1 or 2 games. Like you had to treat them with respect, or else you was gonna lose. You was gonna win the series, not more often than not. But it was
gonna make you work for it.
Yeah, they was gonna make you work for it, and that's what this Grizzlies team is now a little bit. But they have those superstar players now. Like they literally built up the same type of culture, but it's just with.
I think the Knicks will be like that this season. People do not want to see the Knicks in the first.
Please don't flame out like y'all did against the Hawks the year before. Like y'all really disappointed me with that. Trae Young killed them
boys
bad, bro. That's when Trae Young became a true villain. But like in the Western Conference, we looking at the play-in, man. That's playing, dude. The play-in, like it's crazy how close it is, man. Like the play-in is really close, and man, I don't know who's gonna make it. So like looking at the play-in and everything, like who do you think is probably somebody that's gonna be in or even miss out, man? Because it's so close. You got like here's what it is right now. From 4 to 12 is separated by 3.5 games. You got the Clippers at the 4 seed now because the Suns keep losing. Shout out the Suns. Let's go. I'm a Paul George fan, so I need this. Then you got Phoenix as the 5 seed, Golden State at the 6 seed, but if they go on a few more road games, you never know. Minnesota at the 7 seed, Lakers at the 8, New Orleans at the 9, OKC at the 10, Dallas at the 11. I don't know what's going on with Dallas, and then Utah at the 12. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm looking at this. Who's probably gonna be on the outside looking in? Who you got, man?
Unfortunately, I think the Mavericks probably won't make it this year.
There's no way.
Jazz won't make it. Pelicans won't.
You only need 2 teams who won't make it.
I about to say the Mavericks will probably make it. Then the Pelicans. Zion's still out. Brandon Ingram been getting hurt a couple times. I feel like they're there, but they need to just stay healthy, and they'll really be there. So I think Luka could probably backpack for a couple games. Kyrie could carry 2. They'll make it over the Pelicans now.
Yeah, they definitely. It sucks because
the playing game, I don't know, but they can make it there at least.
What the
Mavericks?
Mavericks, yeah. Oh, you know what be good television? Lakers versus Dallas in a play-in.
I was just thinking that too.
Like, especially if they're like, if it's, let's say the Mavericks lose like the first game, and then the Lakers are like the 10 seed and they won their first game. Mm-hmm. Now it's to see who goes to the playoffs, the Lakers or so Kyrie and Luka, or LeBron and AD. I think that's good TV right there. Like that. Let's push that narrative. Like that's tough. Like that's tough TV right there. That'd be the most viewed playing game since what? Bron and
the Warriors.
Bron and Steph. When I saw 3 rims. Like that type of thing. I feel like Dallas is too talented to lose, bro. They got to pick it up. But I see OKC Thunder staying in that play-in.
Yeah, they Shea and them. He gonna keep them in there. You got Jalen Williams been balling as of recent. Shout out JUUUEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEEE the whole team is well dressed,
and they're young and they're disciplined. They said Kenny was also talking about this on Through the Wire. He was like they don't post their picks unless they win.
Yeah.
So like I respect that. There's a lot of people who post all their stats and all that stuff regardless if win or lose. They said no, if we don't win, no picks. Respectfully, I like that mentality. Like that's really dope. Not a lot of people are gonna like really buy into that culture. I don't even know what their coach name is, bro. To this day, I still don't know what their coach name is. But like they have culture, and that's something that a lot of teams they don't have it. And it's especially crazy because the race is so tight in the West, and they're in there too, and they're the youngest team in the league by I think 0.5 years. I think the Rockets are second, but Kenny made a good point too. Why aren't the Rockets good? Why can't they be disciplined?
No real vets, and they coach. Drafted Jabari 3rd overall, barely called plays for him, but at this point they might as well just try and get Victor and hope for a miracle. Hope for Victor or hope for Harden.
That is insane, bro. So then that kind of leads me to the person who's on the outside looking in for this. Dame, what's next for him?
Leave. I pray. At some point, you already the best trailblazer ever. Y'all not winning a ring, unfortunately. So you have nothing else to prove. Nobody would be like, oh, you're ring chasing or you're undeserving. You just dropped 71. You had the game versus the Nuggets in the bubble where he couldn't miss for 3 minutes. Game winner versus the Thunder. Game winner versus the Rockets. You really do this. I feel like it's best you just go after that ring, and then you retire. You got everything you can ask for. First team on NBA.
Mm-hmm.
All-star appearances.
Yeah.
Got a ring. You already gonna make the Hall of Fame. That just boost you up there. All-time rankings.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to see him on another team. I know he's loyal, but it's he even said it. He was like, bro, they timeline for Portland don't match up with his. It just doesn't. And that's not a bad thing, bro. I know he said he's comfortable. I know all that. I get that. But it's bro, might as well. Nobody gonna be mad at you at this point.
Nobody.
Nobody's gonna be mad at you. First of all, you're about to be 35, I think.
33 at the start of next season.
33 to start of next season.
Your time is.
And so dude, 2 years. Just 2 years. Just 2 years on the team. I hope it. I mean, I would hope it's somebody that's just competitive.
The Bucks.
I ain't gonna lie. Him on the Bucks would be crazy.
I won't say nothing else, but
I would love
to do.
What if we gave him Middleton and Marjon Beauchamp?
I like
Marjon. A pick. I love Marjon too, but it's they're gonna want something. So a few picks, some second rounds, first round, if we even have a first round at this point. I don't think we do. We just traded 5 second round picks.
Middleton, Marjon,
and I don't know, maybe Grayson or something for
Pat Connaughton. Send them back.
Send them back. Send them back. That would be a little far. I ain't gonna lie, but that. I mean, the Portland team is not bad though. They just.
Not great.
They're just young. That's all it is. They have one of the youngest ages in the league. Got Jeremy Grant, who's developing. Anthony Simons. Actually, he's one of the reasons why they started slumping because he was out for a while. You got Shaedon Sharp. You got Matisse Thybulle too now. You got
Yusuf Nurkic.
They need to get rid of him as well.
Yeah.
What's his name? Cam Reddish. Also, y'all have a really solid team.
Reddish been balling. Glad he finally got a chance to actually play.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. But they have a bright future. It's time to trade Dame. It's just
Rebuild.
time. It's just time. You know what? Ooh, and I thought I don't want this to happen, but Jaylen Brown for Dame, it matches. If you send in something else, it matches. Then they can move. They can put Marcus Smart at the 2 and even Brogdon at the 3. They can run a big guard lineup. That's actually I didn't even think about that, but that's actually that's a solid trade for both sides. Jaylen Brown will have his own team, sitting next to Anthony Simons, so then they keep the defense and everything too.
They would be nice.
That's a solid trade. Like that's a really nice solid trade. And they're not losing much. Wow, yeah. Much. They're not losing much.
Player, and he's young. He's in his prime, really, with Jaylen Brown. Dog.
Jaylen Brown is a dog.
That would be a
and
nice
he said he's sick of Boston in ways because like
the trade room
niggas racist, bro. Like they're racist. Like the fans are racist, bro. Like a lot of them are racist, gang. Like Boston is a
bad city.
It ain't for us, bro. Paul Pierce got stabbed, gang. Like let's
all the stuff they did to Bill Russell when he was leading the rings. Won't really get into specifics, but
if you think Bill Russell. If you think Bill Russell isn't immune to all that stuff, then what do you think it is like for people like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who actually really is a vocal person about social activism and rights and things of that nature?
Especially within social media now, they're definitely calling them all type of slurs.
The slurs are insane.
Hard R,
hard R. But then moving back into the Western Conference a little bit, favorite to win the West?
As much as I hate to say it, I probably had the Suns coming out once again. The Nuggets, as they are the 1 seed, I won't say they're frauds.
I don't believe in them. I believe it when I see it.
They just, a couple players been hurt, but they're not beating the Suns.
I think they need a Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal and the Nuggets would be nice. I've thought about that before.
Everybody has, bro. It's a solid trade. You give away Michael Porter or Jamal Murray. You don't really need a guard. You don't need a point guard. You got
a score.
Yeah, you need a scorer. You need somebody who's just gonna get a bucket. And I mean, Jamal Murray does that when it's playoff time, but like
MPJ too.
MPJ does
that
do
boy
it
don't
too.
Even look the pass.
Bro, that man has the most automatic. He'll shoot the. I was just talking about my friend Bokar. He was on the pod too, and he's like, bro, he just pulls it. Like he doesn't care who's in front of him. He's like KD, but with like he doesn't care. Like catch, shoot, literally catch. He'll shoot or take one dribble, maybe take a. I know he does a pull up mid ranges a lot. So like he'll do that shoot pull, and he got a high arc too. So then like nobody's reaching that, and he got long arms. It's just like KD.
Seeing the TikToker talking about it as a recent. It's Michael Porter Jr. has never seen a shot he doesn't like, and it's definitely true. He will shoot whatever shot he gonna make. He had to put back dunk over Jokic. Michael Porter Jr.
He told him get up, big fella. Or
certified
like
bucket. Yeah,
it was funny,
Porter Jr. could put that ball in the basket. But
I
feel like the Nuggets still won't go. The Suns, I feel like with Booker and KD, Chris Paul and Ayton even, there's no way a team is beating them 4 times. If they do, either somebody got hurt or they just had a complete meltdown.
You talking about the Suns?
Yeah.
I mean, we thought the same last year.
They got Kevin Durant.
They do have Kevin Durant.
If he healthy, he not gonna let them lose 4 games. If he healthy.
If I'm like that's all I gotta say. And we've seen this happen year after year. You see KD gets injured. You saw what he dealt with against us in the year after the bubble, our championship run. And he got other people injured, and CP3 an injury prone nigga. Like he just is, bro. And Devin Booker, for some reason, he ended up talking stuff, and somebody ended up dogging him. So like it's just like all that type of stuff, and I like him, especially if KD's healthy. Like I don't have a reason not to like him.
If he healthy, they win it.
But
the West,
I like the idea of the Clippers. I'm holding on. I know Paul is injured right now, but I'm holding on. I like the idea of the Clippers. I feel like they're finding their identity. They chuck threes, but like,
they get the rebound sometimes.
They hustle, especially now with Russ now. They play with a certain pace. Everybody can go get a bucket on the team. All they gotta do is lock in on defense, and they have the capabilities to lock in on defense. And man, I like it, bro. Like I really do like the team. But I mean,
still got the Warriors too.
Yeah, it's like champs. They are. But can you win a road game, especially if you're not gonna be the 4 seed? I mean, if you're not going like in majority of the series to decide, like when it gets later there, you're gonna have to win at least probably 1 or maybe even 2 games on the road.
I feel like they could beat Denver, Memphis, because Curry, once it gets to the playoffs, Got playoff Looney.
Different, bro.
Playoff Looney giving you
crazy.
20 boards. He gonna give you 20
He'll
boards.
give you 10 points and 20 boards. Actually,
20
9
boards.
points and 20 boards, gang. Shout out Looney, man.
Shout out Kevon Looney, Milwaukee legend.
Looney, gang. Milwaukee legend, bro. Shout out to Running Rebels in Milwaukee and things of that nature. He hosts some Running Rebels and stuff like that. I like the West in general, man. The West, I feel like the winners of the whole thing is gonna be in the East stuff.
It's gonna be the Bucks.
I feel like it is gonna be us. But like
even Boston, Philly, whoever win the East, they gonna win it. Cause all the West, they gonna tire themselves out unless it's the Suns. Celtics versus Suns, I got the Suns winning. The Suns, they got everything the Celtics got, but better.
No, they don't have the depth. Josh Okogie and Torrey Craig have been really
Shout out Josh Okogie. He would have some wild highlight plays. Like he snatched Harden back when he was in Minnesota. He had the snatch block this season versus I think he snatched Jalen Green. Then he had the poster and
then he came back down the floor and
Josh Okogie is that just showed the talent within all these NBA players.
If you give him playing time, you give him a specific role that they can actually fulfill.
They gonna do it.
They gonna do it, bro. And Torrey Craig as well used to be on the Bucks, but he's a solid dude. He plays really good, elite defense. His 3-pointer is still getting better overall, but it's way better than what it used to be. He's doing his thing. He's really doing his thing. I like the Suns overall. My only thing is KD go down, CP3 go down. Do you got enough? You know, and it's health. It's health for them. And one other team that for the West specifically would be maybe the Lakers if they can get in.
Make it, yeah.
I like
LeBron.
The team is tough, man. The team is really tough. Now, especially with LeBron back too. Talking about probably 3 games before the playoffs start. That's a solid team. But moving on, man. East.
Really like the Bucks for the East.
By far. I know we're both Bucks fans, but it's if you really take a look at the East, right? Do you trust Jason Tatum? No. Just say no. You don't trust Jason Tatum.
Celtics versus a healthy Bucks team. We might win in 5. We might be quick.
Maybe I give him 6, bro. I ain't gonna say 5.
Because Robert Williams, he still hasn't fully recovered.
Bro, that knee brace looks crazy. That knee brace he got on looks insane, bro.
That like something you put on your arm, like the JJ Watt used to have. It's
big. I know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, I don't think Robert Williams would be 100% come playoffs.
Even if he is 100%, I still got us winning. I don't think they can't, bro. They still send 4 niggas at Giannis, bro.
Still sending for Giannis. Middleton, he a Celtic killer.
Celtic killer by far. I'll tell you, Middleton was there in that series, raps.
It's over.
It would have been raps, bro.
We the one at 6.
I don't know why, but he don't like the Celtics. Ever since that playoff series when they was the 7, when we was the 7 seed and they was the 2 seed. Ever since then, Middleton don't miss against the Celtics, bro. It's something in him just turns when he plays the Celtics.
We'll turn to prime Michael Jordan.
You know the meme with
I got that on my phone.
I got it on my phone too. Plays like Kyle Kuzma. Media.
The cycle.
Yeah. Media slanders him. Then he becomes underrated. Then he turns.
Michael Jordan becomes underrated.
Becomes Michael Jordan. No, becomes underrated. Then starts playing well. Becomes underrated. Becomes prime Michael Jordan. Back to Kyle Kuzma. And when I first saw it, they did that during our championship run, and I was like, this is probably the realest thing I've seen, because the way he plays is actually an unathletic Michael Jordan or a shorter KD. Yeah. He really plays like a shorter KD. That's what he really plays like.
He gonna give you a pull up jumper.
He'll give you a pull up. He'll shoot it right in your face. And I remember back when we sucked, when he pulled that, I would get so mad. But he at least is consistent. It's like with Drew's, step backs, or Drew's behind the backboard shots, or them weird floaters, or just doing a random post fade or something.
That Brooklyn series, he had me heated.
Man, bro, you know what really pissed me off? When he does this too much. When he just gets to the rim and does all this, when he really just had to do this.
It's like he gets scared.
It's like he does all this changing at the rim for what? Like for what? Like let's like be for real. Like why you doing all that? Like I don't get it, bro. And so like yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like the Bucks are the favorites, but like if we look at just since the All-Star break, the Bucks are surging. And so are the Sixers since the All-Star break. I think Boston at one point about a few days ago, they were like 500 since the All-Star break. They've been playing terrible. And Jason Tatum been putting up tour dates. So for his numbers, 4 for 18, 6 for 20, 2 for 12. I don't know 2 for 12, but like like just 8 for 24. Like he's just been playing terrible. Like and he's chucking. They said somebody was like if Jaylen Brown has 70 and he had the ball and Jaylen Brown asked him for the ball, he'd be like, no, it already been shooting already. That's how it is with that team. I don't blame Jaylen Brown if he would win the league. But like the Bucks 16-game winning streak, they've been 23-6 since 2023 started, if I'm not mistaken, which is insane. Giannis shooting again 43% from the three since All-Star break, and then the Sixers. They have the best record since 2023 started, if I'm not mistaken. But I think they're a little bit in front of, it's like the Knicks and us. And so, with that being said, though, are the Sixers really a contender? I know everybody talks about Boston or Milwaukee, but do we believe in the Sixers?
I will say Philly will upset somebody. And I won't say they'll win the series against us or Boston, but they're going to make it. It's going to go to at least 6 games.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Because Harden playing really good. Extremely good.
Found his role.
Tyrese Maxey balling. Embiid, I'm not going to lie. I think Embiid should win MVP.
He should.
Averaging 33 a game. Like, when he played Jokic
33 and like 12, I think, right?
Yeah. Embiid averaging 33, 10, and 4, stealing 2 blocks. On 55, 35, 86. So, like, and they
50, 35, 86. Jesus Christ.
And they the 3rd seed right now.
Yeah.
Like, when he played Jokic, he gave him like 47. Hit him with a step back 3. So
they're 49 and 24. Yeah. They're 2 games. No, they're a game and a half behind Boston. 4 games behind us.
So yeah, I definitely think Embiid should be the MVP, and I think in the playoffs he will. He will get buckets. Harden will get buckets. They still got Tobias Harris,
PJ Tucker,
D'Anthony Melton,
another underrated guy, plays solid
really
defense. They fleeced the Grizzlies. Well, actually they didn't, because the Grizzlies they had what I realized the Grizzlies do. They'll trade somebody that is really good. But that's because they have somebody on their bench who they know can slide up into that position. Case in point, Desmond Bane, when they traded away Grayson Allen. Or now it's, I don't even know the whole roster. At this point, Kylie, getting rid of Kylie, and then they ended up getting John Morant the next year. Like, and then they ended up in the play-in tournament in the bubble, right? John's first year, like, they compete. And one thing that the Grizzlies do, they one of the best developing talent developers in the league. But yeah, the East, man, I feel like Philly can be contenders. Like you said, I feel like they're definitely a team you don't want to
you don't want to face them before the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, you don't want to face them, but then at the same time, like, you got to do what you do.
It's like, the Bucks still got Giannis, and it's like nobody that could guard him. But they're going to score so many points where it's like you got to drop at least 110, 120.
You talking about Sixers?
You got to drop at least 110, 120 in regulation.
They have a top 10 defense also.
Yeah,
they got a top 10 defense, yeah.
Sixers got the 3rd highest net rating right now at a 5.2. So,
dang.
Hey, they're going to score. And they're going to make you work. PJ Tucker going to make you work. Melton going to make you work.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, they are. The only thing for me is they're foul merchants, and that can cost them in the playoffs. They're first in free throw makes and first in free throw percentage. And so like when it comes to that, and this is one of the things that why people don't like Harden in the playoffs sometimes is because he'll do really good in the playoffs, but then he'll get to a point where he'll start hunting for fouls. And in the playoffs, you're not gonna get the same calls.
Not gonna get that call.
And it's like you should stop doing that when it gets to the playoffs, because it's like you're just making it harder for yourself at this point, because then the refs, they pull their whistle, because it's like, we don't want to control the game. You know, like at least I hope they don't. And it's like, why are you just hoop, bro? If you get fouled, make the shot. You know, don't like that's the problem with Jason Tatum in the playoff run. Thankfully, he got bailed out by the rest of his teammates and things of that nature. But like, he was hunting for fouls sometimes. He would go to the rim without the intent of making the shot, but he would go with the intent of drawing a foul. No, go with the intent of creating contact, but still try to get the bucket. That's like when I'm at the park, bro. A lot of people be like, bro, you don't call fouls. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not used to it. Like, I don't want to, because everybody's gonna hit me anyway. So I'm like, I might as well just make it with the contact. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. We taught, like, bro, don't look for the foul. Go get a bucket. Like, you know, like what are you talking about?
Now, see, even with Embiid, he'll foul hunt as well, but it's like he plays better when he doesn't. Like, I feel like Embiid and Harden, but Embiid is he's too good to be foul hunting. And I think in the playoffs, if he just doesn't hunt for fouls, he could still put up a cool 35-15 a game.
Craziness.
Like, it could get
crazy. Because he's
going
to get fouled regardless, too.
Man, 7 foot, like 280. Like, you don't need these foul calls.
Too big, bro.
You that big and you can shoot. Like, you don't need a draw. You can hit he a center. He can shoot step back threes.
I'm not gonna lie, the step back threes be killing me, bro.
Step back threes,
because they look awkward, but at the same time, it look like clearly he works on it. And it was
that's one of his shots.
And he just be hitting them. He did one over Jokic. I'm like, I mean, it is Jokic.
He gave him 47.
He gave him 47 beans.
Step back three.
47
and
beans. Like, that was insane. And so, I mean, the East is going through the Bucks, clearly. The only other teams, again, is either Boston or the Sixers. I feel like Cleveland's right there, but they're not there yet. I feel like they do need a small forward. Isaac Okoro did get a game winner the other yesterday. Yes, 2 days ago. Because today's Saturday. So yeah, it was 2 days ago. It was on Thursday. But I feel like they need to wait on the development of Mobley. If Mobley becomes what we think he can become, I say maybe trade Karis LeVert. Probably package Karis LeVert or like Chetty and or Okoro for a solid 3. They're gonna be nice. Or Okoro develops into a better 3-pointer, because I know their 3-point makes are not that good, if I'm not mistaken. So they need to work on that. But they're right up there. But then you got the Knicks right underneath them, and I love their team. I think they're one superstar away.
If RJ Barrett develop a little bit more, they could be a real threat.
I say trade them. They're trying to get Zach LaVine at the deadline.
They got LaVine, that'd be nice.
I think like he fits exactly what they need, because it'd be LaVine.
RJ would need to develop into. That's what LaVine got right now.
Exactly, and then you put RJ on that Bulls team. You know, hard-nosed guy. He gonna hustle. They're on the younger side anyway. I feel like that works out really good for them. I feel like it works out good for both teams. You say what?
Trade RJ and Mitchell Robinson. Let Jericho Sims play. Sims nice. Sims is, and they do the same thing. Sims a lot more athletic.
He is, and then you got Obi Toppin too still. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like yeah, like you might. I feel like the Bulls and Western should make that trade. Also, shout out Patrick Beverly. Man,
shout out Pat Bev.
Like, and he even talked about it on the Lakers. It was like he had to go through 3-4 hoops in order to get his voice heard. Mm-hmm. And he was talking the truth because his defense. Whereas the Bulls, they listening to him more. And look, they're winning. Respectfully, I see. Like, whenever Patrick Beverly has a voice somewhere, they start winning. I see success. Like, you can't. Like, it's consistent. Man scored 12 straight points by him, 14 straight points the other night.
2 minutes.
In 2 minutes.
Cooking. Hometown hero.
And he keeps saying after every post, I love playing in Chicago. I love playing my hometown. Mm-hmm. They got to re-sign him. Give him a 3-year contract. Let him stay. Wherever Patrick Beverly goes, he impacts winning. And he actually wanted to stay in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. He wanted to stay in Minnesota. He got traded though, and then he got traded to the Lakers after that. Now he got traded to who did he get traded to?
I think I traded to like Utah, and I think I bought out.
It wasn't Utah. It was I don't remember who it was. It was
Random team.
It was the Nuggets, I think. Might have been a Nugget. No, it wasn't a Nugget. Magic. Yeah. It was Magic. It was the Magic for Bamba, for Mo Bamba, who's injured now, which is
ironic.
Interesting. But it's like, I mean, hey, worked out in the Lakers' favor. So, I mean, can't really say nothing about it. So then leading into MVP, man, we talked about it a little bit later, but like favorite
for the NBA MVP?
Yeah.
Still got MVB'd. And like I said, leading the league in points once again with 33-10. Got like 4 assists, still 2 blocks a game. They the 3rd seed. They're going to win 50 games. I feel like voter fatigue, they said it was a thing when Giannis had won his first 2 back-to-back. Mm-hmm. And then Jokic is about to 3-peat. Like, they already got it set in stone. I think Jokic will win it, but even Giannis is more deserving, but I think Embiid should definitely get it because before he got hurt, he should have got it the first time Jokic got MVP. Mm-hmm. Embiid has been hooping, and if he retires with no MVPs, it'll be shameful. I'm not gonna lie, because it'll discredit his legacy, and people will forget quickly. They averaged 30, 2 seasons, led the league in scoring. Centers don't. You really do that.
They don't.
Let alone twice. So, I got Embiid. What about you?
It's probably Embiid right now. I think Giannis is right there, as always, and Jokic is also right there. But I like the idea of Embiid. He been robbed twice. I ain't gonna say robbed twice.
Yeah,
once at least once last year. I feel like he should have got it last year. Yeah, I feel like he should have got it last year. But I don't know. It's tough. It's kind of tough, man. It's I think it can go to either 3. All 3 are very deserving. Again, Jokic is one of the best players in the league. He just is, and he's one of the best offensive players, especially at the center position. That actually probably the most offensively gifted center of all time. I'm not like I think that's not even because he can do literally everything. On top of be the main playmaker on the team, he bringing the ball up. The man is bringing the ball up and then handling it with care, doing fake passes. Like has eyes all over the court. Like he's amazing. Full court heaves down the court to find somebody wide open. He's like a 7-foot quarterback, bro. Like I don't like that's unheard of. What he's doing is amazing, but my thing is like sometimes we discount the fact that we discount the defensive side of the ball a lot of times. The man be getting cooked, but he does make up for it on the offensive side. Same thing with like Trae Young or something like that. But it's like with Trae Young, that's a detriment. Whereas with Jokic, it's like, oh, his offense will balance it out, yada, yada. And, like, it's like, where's the same energy on the other side of the field when it comes to Giannis and Embiid, who dominate on both ends of the court, who maybe are not fully all around as Jokic is, but, like, they can do everything he does. Jokic just does it a little bit more because he doesn't score as much. And then he'll get the triple-double and things of that nature. But then also he can't play defense. So then he can devote more of his energy to the offensive side of the ball. I see Giannis, he's like top in defensive contests. He's top in defensive ratings. Same thing with Embiid. Getting blocks, getting steals and all that. So, like, it's interesting because it's like where do we put defense in the conversation when it's not just Defensive Player of the Year? And the impact that people can make.
As well as playoff success. Like, after Giannis got his second, they said, keep losing in the second round. We can't give him a third one. We can't do that. They gave it to Jokic. Jokic made the Western Conference Finals, but after that, he's been losing in the second round. Keep losing. First and second. And now
he did have injuries. He did have injuries. I'll give him that, but I'm just saying keep the same energy.
Yeah, when they do the same thing, they say voter fatigue, and now Jokic about to 3-peat. Nobody 3-peated since Larry Bird. He got a ring within that time frame. So
that's true.
I say, yeah, within their criticisms and what they take into account with voting, they should just keep it consistent at all times and not just hand them the MVP with a whole Like 3 more weeks left. 2-3 more weeks left. They just handing it to them. They're losing.
Yeah, I feel like the Nuggets really have been sliding recently. I'm very perplexed by it. Niggas lost to the Bulls, lost to Houston.
Vucevic was cooking that boy.
Yeah, lost to Houston. They lost to San Antonio. Like, it was just a weird stretch of games where it's like they should have been separating themselves, and instead they didn't. Oh, I see you pulling up that the stats for that.
Bulls that beat the Nuggets by 21 points.
It's insanity.
But
bro.
Jokic got 18, 12, and 8. Vucevic gave him 25 and 15.
Jesus Christ.
Nikola Vucevic. Shout out Vucevic, solid player for the Magic, solid for the Bulls. But he's supposed to be the MVP. You can't do that.
You can't be getting cooked like that.
Embiid gave him 37.
Embiid did give him 37, man. I feel like, regardless, he's still in the MVP discussion. Regardless, he's in the MVP discussion. And there's another. Oh, dang! You said something about right. Three since nobody's repeated since then.
Larry Bird.
I feel like somebody Kenny again said something crazy about this also. He said you have to think about it like technically that's his own thing. Like, like I know what's then was then, but now is now. If he deserves a third MVP, regardless, give it to him. And I respect that. I'm just saying, like, I'm not even for sure you should have got the second one because I really think Embiid should have got that one. I feel like what Jokic was doing was amazing, but the stuff Embiid was doing last season was kind of crazy. And what he's doing this year, this is 3 years in a row that they're about to be potentially basically 1 and 2 again, and then with Giannis being the third again. I feel like give it to Embiid. At this point, you either give it to Embiid or Giannis, in my opinion. Again, if you give it to Jokic, I can't exactly complain either because I know he deserves it. So like I'm not bugging, but we went on a 16-game winning streak. And the Bucks did. The Sixers are surging right now, looking like they're finishing better than the Nuggets are. So are the Sixers. I say give it to one of them. Simple as that, in my opinion.
Definitely.
So then that leads to the last thing for the NBA. As we about to start wrapping up, but favorites to win the chip overall. I know he said a little bit of the East versus West. So like, what type of matchups are we talking about? East versus West. Like, what's something you would want to see?
I got 3 matchups in mind. I feel like either the Bucks and the Suns again, maybe the Bucks and the Warriors, or if for whatever reason the Bucks don't make it, I could see maybe a Celtics Warriors repeat, Celtics Suns. You got Philly. I could really see if the Lakers make it, Philly versus LA. I feel like that's a real underrated one. If Philly,
you trust A Disney?
I don't, but I really trust LeBron. Playoff
right.
LeBron.
I can't not trust
most
LeBron.
Dangerous player in the league.
Ever.
Ever.
But like, probably one of the most dangerous.
The GOAT.
Besides what, Kobe, if he actually has teammates with him.
Kobe.
And then MJ in his prime with his squad.
LeBron is up there.
It's those 3. Probably those 3 are the best playoff performers that I've seen. And I think LeBron, like, because I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, I saw the documentaries for MJ, and I saw a little bit of Kobe. Kobe's my favorite player of all time. Still is to this day. But
rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
Rest in peace to the Black Mamba. Rest in peace to Gigi as well, and all the other 7 other people on the plane as well, if I'm not mistaken. But like the way I've seen LeBron dominate in the playoffs is something I've never seen. Like
LeBronto.
Like LeBronto was insane, bro.
Good God.
I can't believe he single-handedly made a team trade their best player to get an even better player just to win the year he leaves. I think if LeBron would have won against Kawhi in the East that year, they would have lost. They would have. I think the Raptors would have won. I think because Kawhi not backing down from LeBron.
LeBron is on Kawhi though.
Kawhi's on LeBron.
It's LeBron.
I don't care. Kawhi is on LeBron. Every time I've seen them match up, Kawhi, dang near got the upper hand usually. If we're being honest,
it would have been something to see. It would go to 7 games though for sure.
Oh no, definitely 6 or 7 games. I mean, it depends on what that Cleveland team would have been looking like at that point. But especially with that Cleveland team, like there's no reason that Toronto team should have lost to that Cleveland team. There's no
Kyrie
reason.
Not there.
When Kyrie wasn't there, like that doesn't. It made no sense that why they should have lost that. DeMar DeRozan was a shell of himself. Kyle Lowry was the best player in the series for Toronto. I think OG Anunoby was playing in that series too. But it's like some things just don't make sense. But you said those are your favorite series. For me, Bucks Clippers. I'm a Paul George fan, and I'm a Bucks fan and a Giannis fan.
Long overdue finals matchup.
I've been waiting for it. It should have happened in 2021. If Kawhi didn't get hurt, there's no doubt in my mind it would have happened, and I would have been fine with either outcome because. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have wanted the Bucks to win it more. But now that if Bucks Celtics happens, Bucks Clippers happens again.
Westbrook, Paul George get a ring.
Yeah, like I would like to see that. If my Bucks, of course, I want my Bucks to win first, but I would not be mad if the Clippers won. And people would probably be clowning me. Yeah, they all lost. I'm like, yeah, you're right, we lost. But my second favorite player got a ring, and Russ got a ring. I'm happy. Like I'm happy overall. Like I'm not happy that we lost, of course, especially. I'm probably gonna be still rooting for the Bucks throughout that whole. No, not probably. I will be rooting for the Bucks the whole series, but like I can't act as though like I wouldn't be happy. Like if CP3 would have got a ring that year, the way he was like, the way he was talking, that would have that pissed me off.
In 2021.
Yes, like the way because he's irritating, and so is Devin Booker.
They had Frank Kaminsky though.
Dang, I forgot about that. He wouldn't get no tick though.
That's the only reason I would have been mad. Badger legend.
He wouldn't get no tick though. Like, he wouldn't get no tick. So like I wasn't thinking about it as much. But oh well, either way. And then I want to see. I mean, of course, I want to see Bucks. I want to see Bucks Warriors. That's something that I have wanted to see for a while.
Should have saw it last year.
You should have saw it last year as well, because injury is fine. And then Bucks Suns, because with KD now,
if we beat them boys again, I ain't gonna lie, I'm talking crazy.
I'm talking crazy. I'm talking spicy, boy. And then if it's not my team, Clippers Celtics be tough. Yeah. Suns Celtics, Sixers Clippers would be a nice series. You know, what would be an interesting series.
50.
What Sun
versus the Clippers? Zubac and Plumlee. Embiid will go crazy,
but they can lock up Harden though. So I mean, you're right. And then Maxey, I ain't gonna lie, that would be a tough. But like if an unorthodox one, Grizzlies Sixers.
That would be nice.
It'd be a tough
Ja versus Harden, Jaren versus Embiid.
I think that's a tough
series.
series.
Maxey, oh my God.
Yeah, that's a tough. I think that's a really
Dylan Brooks and
series.
PJ. They will fight. They will fight.
PJ probably gets so irritated with him, bro.
That would definitely be a good finals matchup.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I mean, Lakers Celtics is always
Nuggets
something.
Philly.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I need to mention Nuggets not one time. I don't trust them.
They're not going.
I really don't trust them. Like, you got, like, please prove me wrong. Like, I'm of the mentality, and that goes to anything in my life. Like, if I say something and I'm adamant about it, and like, you know, and if it is like a little bit of a what's it called, a jab at someone, please prove me wrong. Like, I want you to prove me wrong. Like, I'm being skeptical because I don't trust it. So make me trust you. Make me believe in you. Respectfully. Like, that goes to, like, you know, anything, like, you know, if you want a role that I want, that I want too, or that you need to beat me out, like, prove to me you could take it from me. You know, like, that's the type of mentality that everybody should have. So, you know. But that's yeah, I feel like the NBA is in good hands. I feel like this is gonna be one of the best playoffs we've seen in a while. Same thing with last year's playoffs is really dope. 2021 playoffs was my view of the 2021 playoffs is kind of skewed because
very nice
because you know we won, so like I'm just paying attention to the Bucks majority of the time. But if you really look at some of the other series, Sixers sold, Knicks sold, so that's why Atlanta got to the conference finals.
Trae Young was balling that whole.
Trae Young, he was balling, but I mean, they kind of got handed it because the teams kind of collapsed. Julius Randle collapsed. Sixers just all time collapsed. They should have been going against us in the conference finals, and it should have went like 7 games. And we would have been tired after that series because Giannis and Embiid always go at each other, and then with Brook too, man, that would have been a tough series. On the West Side, I mean, Lakers got injured. Booker was cooking too, though. But like, Kawhi got injured. The Jazz sold against a Kawhi-less Clippers. Paul George bought his butt off. So again, I was happy again because like my favorite player was doing his thing. Mavs versus Clippers was tough. No Warriors was there that year. Who was the number 1 seed?
One of the Nuggets. I'm tripping.
No, Nuggets lost in the second round to the Suns. Suns were the number 1 seed. Yeah, and then Jazz was like the 3 or 4 seed. Yeah, Jazz was like 3 or 4 seed that year. But either way, it was a good playoffs for me personally because my favorite players bought out. I wish Paul George would have made his free throws in game 1, but you know, he was tired. The man was tired. It's not an excuse, but he did all he could. But last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here, NFL. Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, and it hurts, but it doesn't. I lied. It doesn't hurt. I don't really care.
I'm glad it's about to be over. I can't lie.
I'm over it. Let me stop laughing. Let me start lying, bro. Stop lying. Like it's like, dude, Aaron Rodgers, you're one of the greatest players of all time. You are the greatest Packer ever, in my opinion.
The GOAT.
You're like the GOAT, like basically. You did everything you could for us. Like literally, there's nothing. Like this, I don't know what else to say, man. You did everything for us. Like you know, like there's nothing I can ask for you more for at this point. Do your thing on the Jets. I wish you the best. You know, you're not in our conference, so like it doesn't really bother me. You know, I know Brett Favre went to the Jets at first too, but it's like it's a little bit different. I wish the Packers would have treated him better. On the exit, Aaron Rodgers alluded to it. Said we treat vets terribly. Yeah. And we do, and I didn't even notice it because like I'm just so in the moment. But like if you really look at it, we treated vets terribly. There's no reason Randall Cobb should have went to the Houston Texans. Yeah. Like you know, like weird. Little stuff like there's no reason Jordy Nelson should have played a year on the Raiders. You know, like it's weird stuff like that. Like I feel like y'all could have done better with that. There's no reason y'all should have drafted Jordan Love when we just went to the conference. I mean to the NFC. Conference championship
49ers.
You know, and like y'all should have drafted a wide receiver.
Well, I say 2020 was definitely the start of the end. We traded up for Jordan Love at that.
Traded up.
T. Higgins insane. Right there. Pittman right there. Both went in the early second round, first 2 picks. Oh gosh. So it's like I can't even blame Aaron, but ever since that off season, we just kept hearing, "Oh, he may leave, he may retire."
Crazy thing is, we got the number 1 seed again the following year.
Like, they draft your replacement, you get MVP back to back 1 seeds. So it's like I can't even blame him for wanting to leave.
I can't blame him either, bro. And it's crazy because if all the cards would have played right, we actually would have gotten a Chiefs versus Packers Super Bowl, and win or lose. We was gonna figure out who. I think we would have won too.
His both starting tackles was hurt, but injuries plagued us too.
Talking about the one when he went against the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
that was such a shame to watch. He was fighting demons.
I turned that joint off. I ain't gonna lie.
I watched the whole thing. When I saw he did the pass with him parallel to the ground and everything, I turned it off. That's when I knew. I said, yeah, it's over, gang.
They hit the receiving hands. He didn't even catch. I'm like, yeah. This is sad. This should have been Green Bay. But 2020 is definitely beginning of the end. Yeah. But it's time for Jordan Love. We got Christian Watson.
I love it.
Still got Jair, best cornerback in the league. Romeo. Hopefully we draft a receiver.
One of the best defenses in the league.
Hopefully we get Jackson Smith and Jigba, but we'll worry about that next month. That'd be nice.
But like, you know, we was talking about the trade a little bit beforehand, like the trade that we got to do to, you know, get Rodgers off the team. That sounds great. To get Rodgers to the Jets. And like I'm saying, like they're not just trading for Aaron Rodgers, like they're trading for Allen Lazard as well as all the other offensive weapons that they've been able to sign because of the fact that they're getting Aaron Rodgers and people want to play for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so like keep asking for him.
Exactly,
Sauce, Garrett, Breece Hall.
Exactly. So all that, like, you better give us at least a first round pick.
Need pick
13. And probably a player.
Jermaine Johnson at 13, and maybe a second next year.
I'm not into draft, so like who's that?
Jermaine Johnson. They took him last year, edge rush out of Florida State.
Oh God.
Dog.
Oh God.
Definitely could get him.
I don't know. They might not give us, because they're not gonna give us any offensive player. They're not gonna give us an offensive player. That'd be crazy. We got Brees.
Nah. Get Aaron Jones to the Jets. Hey.
No,
I ain't gonna lie.
Don't do that, bro.
I like Aaron Jones as a person,
need to stop
as a player.
Fumbling though.
Exactly. They be blaming the wrong Aaron for our playoff failures. That boy fumbled twice versus Tampa Bay. Same player, Jordan Whitehead, cracked him. 49ers game, caught like a 70-yard pass. Fumble. And you gonna cut in and then go back out. Just score.
And then
score.
Lions, I think he fumbled too, and it was just and it's like, yo,
he be selling.
It's crazy because every time like we lose to either the 49ers or like in the playoffs somewhere, it's always a fumble. There's somebody and it's always a running back who just fumbles, and I don't know, and I don't get it. Like I really don't because they fumble at the moment to where we're trying to like come back, and then it ends up making it worse.
He fumbled versus Tampa Bay in the regular season this past season.
He what?
Fumbled versus Tampa Bay in the regular season too when we beat him. Vita Vea cracked him.
Oh well, man. I don't even know at this point, man. But hey, at the end of the day, bro, we love Rodgers, man. You did everything for us.
Rodgers my GOAT.
It's time. He's my GOAT too.
Better than Brady.
It's time to move on, man. I wish you the best. I hope you at least get one solid year, maybe a second year.
I definitely root for the Jets.
Oh yeah, no. I would root because I love Alan Lazard too, man. Like they got a nice team.
I want us to take Wilson so bad.
I'm not gonna be able to take him.
I thought he was gonna trade up.
No. Oh, you wanted us to get him, like in a draft?
Yeah, last year I had us mocked up trading up with Washington to get him.
You know they wasn't gonna do that. We didn't get a running back. Who did we get? We got a defensive player.
We took Quay Walker and Devontae White, and then got Watson second round. And I'm happy with that too.
Steal,
Watson is like that. That Dallas game, I had so much riding on that. I love to throw Dallas.
Bro, he was solid for a good 2 touch. Like ever since that first game, he was solid for 2 touchdowns.
Scored 2 versus Tennessee. Scored against Chicago. He scored a touchdown like 7 straight games. Cause he didn't even score until that game finished with 9. Yeah, that boy nice.
He's tough. But yeah, man, you got any last words? Anything you want to say? Things of that nature, bro?
Just want to say thanks for having me on here once again.
No problem.
Like I said, follow me on Instagram at Brandon Henry, BRXNDON Henry, and tune into the Morgan Show, Bear Pod, all that at Morgan State, and go Packers, go Bucks, go Bears.
Oh yeah, it sounds weird when you say Packers and Bears in the same
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I was still considering not coming here because it was Bears and I was like
same colors and all that.
Pisses me off. Pisses me off to this day. But thank y'all for staying through and listening to the Versatility Podcast. I really appreciate it. I know this is probably not a lot of y'all favorite things when I do the sports episodes and all that, but I gotta talk myself. I like do these every now and then. I'll probably do another one when the playoffs start again. Might even get some players and things of that nature from the schools. I don't know, man. I might do something a little bit something. You never know, man. I got ideas. But appreciate y'all for listening and yeah, peace.